Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. It seems like I'm having difficulties connecting. I can't see myself online. Let me know if you see me. I'm going to wait till a little bit, but I just can't see myself. So let me check. Okay, I think I managed this time. I'm paying attention here to my computer to make sure. Okay, now I see myself. Yay! I'm here. I was struggling there for a minute. Hi, Rosie. Thank you, Louise. That's very kind of you. Hello, Adrian. I don't know what was going on. It said I was connected and I was video and talking, and then it just wouldn't appear on my computer. So I was a little bit concerned there. So I think we're good. Yay. Woohoo. I was saying, I talked for like 5 minutes, guys. I don't know if, not 5 minutes, I'm just being exaggerated, but I was talking, and I was just saying that it's been a busy day. Hi, Kiwi. Okay, good. So it seems like we're all good. It's been a really busy day, and I had my, the coloring class on Sunday, and that always takes time, and I just figured it's all going to be okay. I'll be able to make it all. And of course, then I'm running like a crazy chicken. And just as I was like starting to get set up, my mom calls me and was telling me some things about my dad and whatever. And so I was like, oh my God, I need to talk to my brother. And so I just called him real quick. Okay, anyways, family issues, family, not drama, just family things that need to be talked, and I'm far away. And so here we are. I am glad you guys are all here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the wait. Um, Let me take a sip of water because here between you and me, a little bit of water to just calm down. And I want to say, guys, I am very thankful for you all. I have said that we are having a raffle. It's going to be next. So in here, it's going to be next Tuesday. And I have to make a mental note because I will forget. But next Tuesday, we're going to raffle here in our, and I'm going to bring them in here and I'll show you. In our YouTube, I'm going to raffle a couple of things, and then I'm going to make a separate raffle for Facebook because it's kind of different, or it's difficult for me to put all the comments together like I was doing previously. So I am just super thankful for all your help and your assistance and support, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So let's go to the crafting. I know Adrian is saying, take a deep breath and relax. I will, guys. I know that if I don't do that, then I'll be struggling all through the video. So deep breathing, deep breathing. Okay, so let's go to the crafting table. I'm not going to do a whole lot of announcements, except if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, this is a great time to join Stampin' Up. We are having wonderful joining starter kit. And if you want more information, let me know. But I think I'm at the math, and it was like almost $180 more, yeah, $180 or $200 or something like that, for the $99. So really good time to join, and I hope that if you're going to join, well, you can use me as your upline. I always forget that word. It doesn't come natural to me. These would be the two gifts I'm going to be giving here in our YouTube, or to our YouTube friends, and that will be next Tuesday. So this is the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folder, and then this is the garden walk, and it's a 6x6 beautiful paper, and this is one of my favorites, I have to tell you. Hello, Tara, how are you? Okay, welcome aboard. So I just wanted to show you guys that real quick, and hopefully we make it to 4,000 people here soon. I'm not even too concerned. So a while ago, and I want to say that's probably like a couple of years ago, Rachel Desmond did a really beautiful card that it's called a pop and flip card. I don't know if you guys remember that card. Um, I I have only a couple of extra um, cards that we're going to be that I'm going to be showing you, but it's a really cute card. Now, just because I like to add a little bit of extra pizzazz to it, I included some variations, and hopefully you guys like the variations. We're going to be using today a combination of the wildflower designs and their dies. I really wanted to use these bigger dies, but I was not able to. And I'll show you why. We are going to be using also just, whoops, just this dear friend from Spotlight on Nature. And I have to tell you guys, this stamp set is really gorgeous. I'm not, don't get me wrong, I like this one, but I like that this one's a little bit bigger, and so I can work a little bit more. Okay, you can't see on the coloring. On top of that, the bundle of the Spotlight on Nature is those gorgeous circle dies. Um, and yes, I am in love with them. I love circles anyways, but these are probably one of my favorite dies so far. They are so delicate and so beautiful. So here's Maria, right? I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to try to make this simple. I want, not simple, but I want these to be, hi Tina, how are you? Welcome. I um I just want to use, let's say, one sweet, and then that's it, right? Like that was going to be my goal. And then I started encountering details and issues that were not going to work. So I'll show you why I couldn't work these in a little bit. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should use this one instead. Anyways, I went back and forth all my lunchtime, which was a little bit ridiculous, guys, I have to say. So bottom line, I ended up using a few things. And I was trying not to. But I did. So I am using the wild flowering wildly flowering paper, and I've told you guys this is one of my favorite papers. So um, it's a really beautiful suite, I have to say, just in general. But I want you to know. So I gotta be confused, and I'm bringing this up because you guys help me all the time. So according to these, this coordinates with crumb cake, early espresso, misty moonlight, woody mauve, mossy meadow, and wild wheat, right? And so initially I was thinking of using this paper, and I'm like, okay, that's going to be crumb cake, but it's not crumb cake. So I don't know if it's that I have a bad batch of crumb cakes, or that this is not supposed to be crumb cake, and it's, because it of course goes really really well with um, early espresso. This looks gorgeous with early espresso. So I don't know, I got confused and kind of a little concerned. It's like, what am I seeing wrong? Because they even have a full one of these in that color. So I was kind of like a little ticked off about that. um, I am not sure if it's that I am just, that it's not supposed to be crumb cake, and I just thought it was going to be. So I'm asking for your assistance here. In the end, I decided then to go with some of the other papers, and we're going to use them here. I want to mention, sorry guys. Um, okay, the suite brings this gorgeous embossing folder that I did not use just because of the rush. So the card we're going to make is 5x5, 5.5 by 5.5. I have the version for the A2 regular card. Don't worry, I will include those measurements in the PDF tutorial as well. I just did not I just did not, I just wanted a bigger canvas to play with. So the truth is, the smaller version is just as beautiful. Again, I just wanted to use a bigger canvas. So I'm gonna put that down there. And because it was 5 by 5, I figured I was not going to struggle because I was a little bit late. So I brought my, and I have it here, guys. I brought the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. I did not even have the opportunity to check if it's retired or not. If it's retired, I'm sorry. I'm trying to use only what's available, but I just could not check if this was on or off because I was a little bit late. Okay, that's the products we will be using. Now let's get to the crafting piece. And we're going to craft together a few things. So, Louise says that early espresso is her pick. Louise, I agree with you. I agree with you. Since I'm using early espresso, I like early espresso very much, especially for card bases, and it just goes gorgeous with those with that paper as a backup. It's and as a background, I guess, as a layer. It just looks gorgeous. So I'm just letting you know I completely agree with you, Louise. So we are going to need a piece of early espresso that measures 11 by 5.5, and it's already scored at 5.5. Okay, and I actually was trying really hard to get this to stay. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but this thing ain't like staying. So it's fine because we're going to add a ribbon here to make it fit perfect. Well, maybe perfect, but to be able to tie it and so it closes perfectly. So this is our first layer, and I'm going to bring the quote unquote mechanism pieces so you know, and we're going to work on them real quick. This piece measures, I'm thinking, yeah, this piece measures 3 inches by sorry guys, looking at my cheat sheet, 4.5. Okay, and we're going to bring this one and align to the trimmer horizontally, and we're going to score at, sorry, I'm looking here at 1. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 3.5. I'm hoping this is correct. And 3.5. Yes. Maybe that is not correct. It does. Let me see. 1, 2. Oh, yes, it is correct. The measurements are correct. My piece is cut it incorrectly. I was like, what's happening there? Okay. Sorry about that. I was so confused. Okay, so let's go back in there. And we said 4.5. Okay. So again, we're going to score at 1, at 2, 3.5, and that's it. And this will be part of the mechanism. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Then we're going to need, and we're just going to score everything we have here. We're going to need two pieces of the same early espresso, and you can use different. That's what I got. Kind of disconnected there for a second, is you can use different cardstock. I chose to use the same cardstock, but if you want to get whimsical, I really like that idea. Okay, so what is a color cube? I need somebody to remember. So I don't know what a color cube is. Is that the one that helps kind of look into color combinations? Kathy? I don't know. Let me know. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted there. So 2 pieces of 1 inch by 6.5. And we're going to score these at 1/2 inch. And then 1.5, 5.5. There is my 5.5. And then we have just a 1/2 inch, an inch left over, right? So these and these two measure the same. And we're going to do it again. So 1/2 inch, 1.5, 5.5, and that's it. Okay, cool. So we have that. The last piece we're going to need is just a piece of 1 inch by 2, and this is scored at 1, and that's it. Okay, since I got distracted and I know I sound confusing sometimes, I want to re-say this real quick. The first piece is 3 by 4.5, and we scored at 1, at 2, and then at 3.5. Then we needed 2 pieces of 1 by 6.5, and we scored at 1/2, at 1.5, and 5.5 on both pieces. And just a tiny piece of 1 by 2, score at 1 on the 2-inch side. Okay, so Kiwi is asking if most of you just use the trimmer to score. I have said this in the past. I actually do not have anything else to score. I don't have a scoreboard or a score table. I don't even know how they're called. This is it, guys. That's the only thing I have. So, and I know I talked about that a while ago, and people were a little bit surprised. So that's it. Now we are going to bring our card base and we're going to start adding layers, okay? And we need for this card to add the layers before we cut. Before we add the mechanism, and also because we need to cut not an image, I'm thinking a shape in the middle. Okay, so I told you I have a variety of things I want to show you. I did I did this for my card, so it's a little easier to cut, because otherwise we'll be cutting several layers of cardstock, right? So this was 5.5 by 5.5. The white layer is 5 3/8 by 5 3/8, and the DSP is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to glue this here real quick. We're going to be using the glue just on the sides. It's just a little bit easier, and that way you have a variety of circles left over too that you can do and recreate. So that is the first one. This looks like it's not. So the paper does not have necessarily a pattern direction, but I want these flowers going up. And I think that in the end, we're going to, okay, let me put a little bit more glue. We're going to cut part of them so it wouldn't have been too noticeable, but might as well, right? So let's see. So we have our first layer. Now in the back, and this is where I've been struggling a little bit. I was thinking of just using white, and we just emboss these and use white. And that is because both Moody Mauve and Early Express are pretty dark colors, right? And so I was thinking that adding the white can be a little bit, or make it lighter. Now, because this is me, and I have to absolutely be honest with you, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of paper on that DSP packet. I thought, well, this is light enough. And so I was thinking, well, we can totally just add this piece of paper, because this is going to be very, what's the word? This is going to be covered pretty much. So it's not going to be easy to see it, because we're going to have stuff moving in here. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to waste this piece. So sorry guys, I have a lot of things. So the other option was just putting, a regular piece of DSP without a whole lot on it. So those are my options. So one of them would be having something like this in here. And I think I'm going to leave it in white, guys. After all this discussion, I'm going to leave these in white. I'm going to bring our cut and embossing machine, because I wanted to do this with you. And so we can do this together, which is the important part. Let me think here for 1 second. Okay. Sorry, guys. I need to grab the actual one that we're going to be using. It's not that one. It's this one. And I'm bringing, as you guys can tell, I have like these huge mess in here. It's pretty messy. Hello, Carrie. Welcome. Okay. So I'm putting that out of the way. Moving these. You guys can see mostly. And you guys know how much my cutting and embossing machine works. It does work a lot. And it's definitely received a lot of love, right? I use it all the time. Okay, so I have this piece. Let me see. Yeah, that probably looks a little bit better. Let me see, making sure. There we go. So remember that I had cut the middle of the white, so I could kind of have less card there, right? To do. So I'm going to stop a minute. I'm reading, and I shouldn't be reading because I get distracted. But there is something important. Kiwi, are you referring to Miss Judy? If that is the one you're referring to, she has not been feeling the greatest. I actually sent her an email, a text the other day, because I had not heard from her lately, but she's not been here, and I was wondering, she sends me cards every so often, but I just was wondering why she has not been here. And so she has not been doing super well. I guess I'm saying this so we all can join prayers, and hopefully, she feels better. So that, if you're talking about Miss Judy Harmon, so that is my update on her. And I'm gonna fold this for 1 second. So I just wanted to put that out there, guys. So this is those beautiful dies. I'm gonna use this one here in the middle. Yes, you can see, I am making sure that this is well centered within those two, within this edge and this edge. I am not caring too much about the lower edge. So because even if it's 5.5 by 5.5, I just really want to make sure that it fits well within those two edges. And I know I talked to you guys about this, that if your image or whatever is positioned a little towards the top of the card, then or towards the top of whatever you're doing, then it would look better than it's towards the lower side. So my thought process is might as well work these edges than the bottom. Okay, so I am just doing that. I'm eyeballing these guys. I know it's not perfect, but sometimes, and I'm bringing a couple of my post-it tapes that I have here, and you guys know that I always put them. Let me show you. Well, I'll show you later here on the side. And I am going to open this up, and we are going to cut these pieces. And so, yes, it would be great to send her a card. I don't know if you guys have her address, and if you don't, I will ask her and I will send the address just in case. I think she'll be happy to receive cards. Okay, so I'm cutting. This is a little bit easier. There it goes. And I'm cutting twice because, or I'm passing it twice because it makes a little bit sense to me, right? And one more. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go forward. Let me do one more. Sorry, guys. I always struggle with that. I always feel like, oh my God, I need to do this really, really well. And the next thing I'm going to do, because we just decided that, right? I'm going to emboss that other white piece that I have. And this is one of those 3D embossing folders, and they are very thick. And so just as a reminder, you have to change all the plates. And I'm using the number 4 plate. And we're going to emboss that real quick. I don't think she'll have a problem, but I will ask her, Adrian. Okay, so I don't think I need anything else from these ends. So let me remove all the other stuff that I have here so it's not on my way. I'm very capable of just putting it on the side and then it's on my way all the time. We made it. Okay. Oh, I need it for something else. I'm so funny. So that's what I was telling you guys, that it's a good idea to not put the glue, because this way you have now 2 extra very decorative circles to play with. The second thing, okay, let me remove those because we're not going to use those in here. I already have the one I want cut out from that middle part that I showed you earlier. Let me put those out of the way. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my my piece of, here. There it goes. Yeah. So I'm going to bring the piece of cardstock, white cardstock that we decided we're going to put in here. I'm going to align it as I would, right, where it needs to go. And I'm just bringing a piece of, this is cheap. It's not posted. I forget the name of these things, but it's just cheap, really, oh my God, I forgot the name of it. Anyways, cheap tape from the dollar store that I bought about 100 years ago. I'm making sure this is, what is the name of this, guys? You remember? Is that, gosh, I can't believe I forget things like that sometimes. I'm just really am centering these, making sure it is where it needs to go, bringing my little tape back, and I'm going back and I am going to kind of cross a circle or go for a circle just like that. Okay, and there we go. And so now what I want to bring is my washi tape. Thank you, Adrian. I just love it when you guys can read my mind. It's just so amazing. I'm gonna, yeah, that right there. Sorry, I forgot to do this. I forgot that I had to do this, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I'm going to move here and cut these real quick. But I want to show you, that's why I wanted to show you. So this is kind of complicated because it's hard to see from here where that circle really, really is, right? And so I have already what I would call kind of like a stencil almost. And I am going to add these in here, right? And I'm going to use it as a stencil. And I know I talked to you guys about who I saw this. I saw this tip um, from Gina K a while ago. And to me, it was the most advanced tip I have ever seen. Because it was amazing, right? Like, there's so many times that especially if I'm doing something really quick, if whatever it is, sometimes I just need that help to put my die exactly where I want it. And so the advantage of this is that I am able to align these perfectly, and then you can move these in here and it kind of clicks where it needs to be cut, and it just makes it so easy. So that's what we're going to do. And again, not my idea. I saw it from Gina K, but definitely a wonderful tip, guys. It's just so useful because then you will cut where it needs to be cut. And that makes a difference, right? Otherwise, guess what? We'll have to do it again because it would not be well aligned with the circle that it's in the card base. Okay, so I'm moving now finally, and I think we did it, guys. We did it. So there we go. And see how well it is. I barely missed anything. So I love that idea, guys. Hello, Anita. Welcome. And now we just need to bring my card base, and we are going. This is the front, and now see, now this is well aligned with everything, and that makes me so happy. In the end, this is going to be, like I said, pretty covered. So if you make a mistake or it moved or whatever, which happens all the time, it will be fine, right? This got a tiny, a little bit dirty there. Let me bring my eraser. Oof, I love that eraser, guys. And I'm gonna add some glue. If the glue works, it'll be wonderful. Maybe not. I have a variety of glues in here, guys, because that helps me. When one is struggling, then I have other one that is not struggling, and so when I'm doing the video, it's so much easier. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna add this, so that is not the right cut. This has got to be the right cut. Okay, just making really sure that this is aligned. So the most important piece is that there's nothing here interfering with our circle. And I'm seeing a little bit of movement, so I'm moving here, right? Because this needs to be perfectly free for this to move. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Hopefully that works, and if it doesn't work, we'll just cut it a little bit, and that will be totally fine. So this is the first piece of our card. I can still see a little bit of white. I don't know if you guys can see it. We'll see if it's going to be on the way. And now the next stop is decorating the area on this other panel, because we'll need to add stuff in here. And so here is another piece of white cardstock. I'm looking for my little pieces. Emboss on that same 3D embossing folder, and we're going to glue this. One of the reasons why I was debating a little bit with my if I wanted to be embossed or not, it was because I have had a lot of issues when I have one of those 3D embossing folders, there's so much dimension that it's hard to adhere at all. And you guys know I love my little pockets. So I'm just going to make a little pocket for here. And of course I forgot to do something. Since this, I just glued this, I forgot to add my, where is it? Here it is. My pieces of ribbon. I always think, oh, I'm going to use ribbon. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And then I forget. So there's that. So we're going to glue this. At least this one fits in there well. And I'm going to use the glue and we're going to give it a few minutes for it to glue. But that one kind of went okay. Okay, so there it is. It did not work very bad. And I'm going to make another hole in here to add our extra piece of ribbon. And if you want, by the way, if you want to, and I'll work on that one here in a minute, to color these differently, you can. I don't have any other coloring like early espresso. I don't have, let me rephrase this. I don't have any ribbon that is early espresso, and I don't have either any white ribbon that you can color. So this is the one I could come up with. This is part of the Country Woods, and okay, let me open this a tiny bit more. And I just love this ribbon. I have already used quite a bit of it because it's white, and we just have not had a lot of white ribbon lately. I'm just making sure this is going to be more or less on the same side. And it is not, so let's keep moving. Let's keep moving it. Kiwi saying better late than never, and that is totally true, guys. For whatever reason, so I always figured, oh, I want ribbon in my card, and then I forget the ribbon. Who else has that problem? Like, I really like ribbon. I think it brings such beautiful dimension to cards, but I always forget it. So now I am going to add this piece. So this piece is 1.5 by 5.5, and then these layers are just 1/8 smaller, and I'm using the other side of that DSP. And Adrienne is saying she may have to get these paper. I have to tell you, it's definitely one of my favorites, Adrienne. There's these same as last the annual, not the annual catalog, the mini catalog. Some of the papers are really beautiful, and so I have to say, it's hard, right, to not get them. So I don't know. I have a hard time with paper, definitely. So that's probably the hardest of them all. So I did have to get it, but it's a beautiful suite. Okay, so I am going to add this, and now we're going to bring our, oh, I did not put glue in here. What was I thinking? Okay, I kind of got too excited there for a minute. So, okay, let me see. Sometimes, guys, I swear I know how to make cards. Doesn't look like it, but phew, we made it. We made it. Adrienne is saying that it wasn't on her list. I think there's papers, right? And you have to figure out who you make who you make cards to. I make most of my cards for women, right? For friends, for because I feel that, and that may be not true, right? But I feel that I'm gonna say it this way: the males in my family, they are not necessarily blown away by cards, right? I'm pretty sure they appreciate, and my husband likes, he likes especially the coloring. So right, I'm like, it's just what it is. So I think more of paper for women. And so this is soft. This is very, very nice. So now we're going to bring a bone folder. We're going to and do, fold all those score lines. They all go mountain. And we're going to give them a good crease. And I'm going to start with the middle, okay? So this is pretty simple to put together, but we have, in this case, we have to pay a little bit more of attention. So what happens is, so this side needs to go in here, just like that. Let me show you. And these, let me bring this back here. So this has a different measurement. Usually it's just one inch, right? I'm making this a little higher because there is a, more than an inch between our score line and the circle there. And this needs to be, you need to be able to have this all the way up there. Otherwise, if it were be here, the circle that we're going to add, which is part of it, will not align properly. So my advice to you is you'll have to align these. Okay, so we have one, the second score line, and and actually, sorry guys, I was putting this incorrectly. Sip of water. Okay, so it has to be folded like this. Sorry guys, sorry. So we have these, no matter what I was saying was right, these needs to be aligned with the score line in the middle. So I'm sorry about that confusion. I was folding it incorrectly. The easiest way to do this is making sure that that is aligned, but I started doing this way. So this needs to go attach here, right? And so I fold it backwards, this one, sorry, like that. And align, because this has to be centered with our circle here. So bottom line, back again, sorry guys. We have 4 panels. These 2 panels measure the same inch. This is the one that's longer, and then this one measures another inch. We can fold the edge panels like this, so backwards, and then we'll be able to align these in a way that it will fold well. This is going to fold like this and open up like that. And so the main thing here is to get the edge up in here, and that will help guide us the rest of the road, because this has some dimension to it, or it's been embossed, guys. I have decided that every time I do that, and I know I've said that, I struggle, so I'm just going to use glue, and we're going to have to give it a few seconds, guys, for it to actually dry. Okay, so folding, like I said, I'm gonna make sure that it's centered with my circle here, and now I can fold this backwards, right, and organize this way. Okay, I can do it via my eyesight. If it's a little bit off, I don't care much. But, and that's one of the advantages of doing the glue. See, now it fits well there. Did that make sense? I'm sorry, guys. I know that whenever my brain is scattered, I can't explain very well. But that is how this is going to look. So let me know if that makes sense, if that did not make sense, because I would like to be able to explain it better. So let me know. Bottom line, I'm using the circle because it needs to be centered with it. It's not perfectly centered, but it's centered enough, and that will do. But I want to see if I explain it okay. And that is just because this is a little bigger. This gap is a little bigger. Otherwise, we could have used a 4-inch cube. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. Let me know. I know that when my brain's scattered, and it always happens, and I know you know. So I am now folding that backwards, and that it's all I need to do, right? There's not much. Okay, so Adrienne is saying that she thinks she gets it. Bottom line, the problem is that we have a bigger gap in here. So this needs to, kind of, and like we did before, I'm going to bring my bone folder and help this through so it folds back and forth well. Okay, and it's working okay. If I need to explain it again, please let me know, guys. Please let me know. Okay, the second thing we're going to need is we're going to fold these, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So pop-ups will work the same way, right? We need a thing that is attached to the floor. I'm going to call this floor, and something that will attach to this that's going to be the wall. Okay, now what is attached to the wall does not need to have the same measurement necessarily, but these two that are going to be in the same position, right? They're going to be both like this. When it's glued, they have to be the same size. So both of these squares are 1 inch. And I hope that makes sense, because then if that makes sense, it will be easy for you guys to really work on these like on your own. You will not have to like wait for me to make it, because you'll be able to create it on your own. So let me know if that makes sense, guys, please. And Adrian, if it didn't, I will take a minute after we were done. After I'm done, to explain it better. And I'm sorry. So I am just adding pieces. This piece is going to go again in the floor. And I know that that's probably not the right word, but it really works well with what I'm trying to put. And these will be against the wall, quote unquote. And then we're going to bring another little piece of decoration here at the top. And you will be able to see that, and it just really pops up beautifully. And we're going to do the same thing with the other one. We're going to decorate this, and it's very simple. Again, we'll fold all mountain, and okay, and the same, right? This goes in the wall, this goes on the floor, and we're going to add our decorations to it, because it's much simpler to decorate now than it would be later. And I have the little other square in here. Okay, so both of these are going to go side by side our circle here, right? These ones are easy in the sense that we're going to glue first the flap that goes on the floor, kind of like we did with that one. And the easier way to do this, guys, is I'm aligning it with, again, the edge, just like we've done before, right? Towards the middle fold. or the middle score line all the way there, but not in it. And I'm leaving a tiny bit of white in here. And I'm just making sure it is aligned there to that middle score line. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Same thing. So we left about, that's not even a 1/16 of an inch. And I'm going all the way, I'm just making sure my big head is not there, all the way to that middle score line. But not on top of it, otherwise it will be on the way of closing the card. Okay, and now we're going to glue the backing here, which is going to be very simple. So this needs to go, so I'm going to bring this back up in here, right? So this needs to go right there, both of them, just like that. So the way to close this, the way to glue this is right there. And I'm just wondering if yeah. So the way to glue this is we'll fold this, we'll glue it, and just like that, fold it, and we're going to adhere. And same on the other side. Very simple. Fold in there, glue. Once it's attached in the back and in the floor again, it's very simple because you just attach the top. And it's the top is it's only folded on that edge little panel. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold these to make sure it all fits and it all folds, and it did fold well. So there we go, right? It's folding, that's the good news. Making sure it kind of works well. We have done this in the past. If it does not work well, just make it work. But just like make sure that once it's working, you can reinforce those folds so it will work. But now it works, and so that is part of our decorations. Now just realize that I cut this incorrectly, the one I needed. So I need we said this is 1.5, so I need a piece of white that is 1 3/8 by 3/7. Okay, by 2/7, and that's cut right there at 2/7, so that works really well. And I'm going to bring this piece because I need a piece that measures that. And this is going to be 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. So this piece I'm going to put here in the back, and I wanted some kind of different pattern. It's going to be almost covered, but I like it. I guess the truth is I just like that paper and I needed to use it somewhere, so I just used it. I made a mistake because when I was planning the card, I got confused with the measurements of the smaller one, the smaller version. But yeah, it has to be this one. So we are going to add this here in the middle. And now we're going to bring the last piece that we have. Remember that 2 by 1 little piece, and we're going to add this piece towards in here in the middle. So I'm going to close this so I can see, and I'm going to show you up here. So can you see it? Yes. So here we can see the fold line, right? The first fold line there, and that is okay. That should be that way. And I'm just going to center this piece. It's going to be glued below that score line. So here's the score line. So I'm going to glue this below there, but center within the sides. So I'm going to bring glue. Okay. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to bring it up here so you guys can see better. So there's the score line. I can't even move because it's a good score line. And I'm just I'm eyeballing the middle. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Betty. Thank you. And yes, I will. I love when people try it because this is not really complicated. I may make it more complicated when I'm trying to explain, guys. Okay, so this is the mechanism, just like that. You see? So there it is. And I did have another piece of paper. So this one is one, let's see, 7/8 by 2/7/8, and then 2 3/4 by 3/4. Okay, and I'm going to put this one so we don't see there that mechanism. The truth is, once you have this open, you will not be able to see it. I mean, like this, you'll have to like go and make an effort to see it. But you guys know me very well, and so if I can put a piece of paper somewhere, I'm gonna put it, and that's what I did. So this is a little bit harder to put because everything moves, but there we go. Okay, so there is a little piece of paper. This goes, floats back, this closes, and that closes right there. What's going to go there? The circle we worked on. So this is the circle we're going to put in there. So now let's work on decorating this. And I have a bigger circle that goes around the edges. Let me see which one is. I was playing so much trying to get this exactly where I wanted that I was not sure what was going to be what. Don't laugh, guys. So I'm making sure which one is the circle I want, and it's not this one. So it's this one. So I have a little bit of a frame for here because why not? And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue all around it. And I'm putting it beforehand because I really want to make sure that it's going to close with it. And if it doesn't close, then we'll have to work on, maybe I should do this first. I'll put that later. So here is my little circle that we're going to put there in the middle. I want to show you this because it was so beautiful. So I worked so hard with this because I wanted to use this one, but I just thought that if I put it here, it kind of gets, maybe not. I felt like it was going to get kind of like sucked by the paper. So I decided not to use it. It's fine, guys. It's fine. But I did cut in did a lot of little pieces from the wildly flowering. Wildflower Designs is how the stamp set is called. And this is the one, and I cut and colored some of them. They're very tiny images, so it really takes a lot of time, not a lot of time, but a lot of putting attention as to what you're trying to do. So there's that. Okay, so my thought process was, and I have here these Wildflower Designs, I will remember this at some point, has this little, like, it's not dots, but it's kind of like similar. So my thought is we're going to do a few of these, but before I do any of that, I'm going to stamp my dear friend. And this dear friend, like I said, belongs to that spotlight on nature. And I'm going to see if this fits, and it looks like it does, so it's good news, guys. A little bit lower. Yeah. And I'm going to bring Early Espresso again. Oh, Elizabeth. Yes, I know you like 3D. Okay, I'm going to try these. This is the first time I'm using, so making sure this all goes well. And I'm bringing my circle, and guys, I have to stand on my tippy toes, and so my big head is not right there in front of you. And hopefully this works. Okay, hopefully that's straight enough. It's always good when it's a circle because you can move it a little bit, right? It can work well with circles. And now I'm going to bring, let's see, I'm going to bring crumb cake. And where's my Moody Mauve? Or Mauve. I don't know, guys. I give up on how it's pronounced, to be fully honest. And I'm going to do some of that, how you call it, dotting. And I'm going to stamp off. I want this very, very soft. That was extremely soft. But we all know that Moody Mauve is quite a strong color, guys. And then come here again with a little bit of stronger color. Okay, and it's not very organized, and I like it like that because we are going to put in the end some of these flowers in here, and so really it's just a tiny bit of decoration, and nobody's really going to see it. So I want these two back in there. So actually we need more of a thingy there. There. So see what I'm saying? Like I don't really feel, that's not the one, that we needed to work very well those dots, because I just wanted some decoration, but that's it. And let me close this because I can see the mess happening, right? Okay. So that's going to be our decoration in the front. We have a lot going on in the inside, so I'm okay with it being not too busy on the outside. Could you do this differently? Yes, there's so many things that you could do in here, and I love it. And I'll show you a couple of examples that I made, and I really love them. Like I said, you can probably use this one, and well, not now, but like, because it has, remember that one has a butterfly, and you can put the butterfly in here. I mean, you can play with this so much. I was a little bit like a little girl in having some fun, guys. So okay, so I'm bringing these back in here, and it seems like it's moving well, so I'm going to hold this for a second so it glues well. And that's the card. Oh, thank you, Betty. I appreciate that. Okay, so this will come back up, and I'm just making sure it all fits well. Seems like it does. So I have here, I don't know if you guys noticed, these needs to be shorter. It closes perfectly back, but if it goes on its own, this slides kind of back here, and it gets, oh, now it's not getting in there. It had happened. Inside, I thought about it, but I think it would be on the way of this thing. So Adrian is asking if I can use the big one inside. So maybe if I do, I don't know. Like if I put it there, I think it's going to be on the way of the mechanism. So, and again, I'm just leaving these very simple like that. And that's why I've decided to bring this little extra for the outside. So it's not as simple. I know it's very simple outside, and sometimes I feel like it needs to be much busier, right? Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. Now the Sweet brings, these are called adhesive backed texture dots, and they are kind of like bronze, not bronze, yeah, kind of bronze, not bronze, like old gold color. I really like this color. I am debating if I want any other color, but I think I'm going to stick to those. And I'm just going to bring one of them. Now they look really, really beautiful. I have to say, this is, yeah, these dots are gorgeous, guys. I had not like really paid attention to them, but these dots are absolutely gorgeous. they look really, really well with the whole colors in here. So, okay. So that's the inside. I colored, so let me bring this one. It comes in a combo in the Country Woods, and it's white. There you go. So these come together. They belong to that suite. And I'm going to use a lot of it because I love making my own ribbon, right? I should have colored down underneath on the other side. I didn't, and I used my blender for this, and I actually used the Skin Tone 100 for that one. It's not necessarily a little espresso, but I think it matches very well. And so this way we can tie this, make a little bow in here. Okay. But going back to Adrian's thought process about, that's why I brought this one. So I have a couple of extra little ones in here. And I thought I can put one there and then this one in here, and they will be less on the way. They are called adhesive back texture dots, Elizabeth, and they are part of the wildly flowering suite. I don't know why they make sometimes some of these names so complicated for me to say. So they're part of the suite. So my thought is I can probably bring, this one here that is not going to be, it's not big enough that this will not be on the way. So I want this one right there, right? And then we can put that one in here. No, right there. I think I can put that one there. Or maybe this one that is bigger on the side. And then this one that's smaller in here. Oh, I think I like that better. I sure like this one better here. So I'm going to bring that one right here. And it's going to be like a little tucked into that opening, right? Our gift card opening there. Just one. And I think I want this one in there, but I'm going to have to cut right there. So I'm just going to cut the stem a tiny bit. There we go. And then I can just put it in there. And this really looks good against the white. But see what I was telling you, that it really needed to be white, the back, because otherwise we did not have enough. Like it would have been too dark, don't you think? And yeah, we'll have to use this one some other time. This would have looked gorgeous in there. My initial thought was in here, right? And then have like the butterfly looking this way. But again, it just gets really sucked into that. It's fine because I will save it and I will use it another time. Okay, so these are, I have a ton of this, guys, because I just would not decide myself. The last thing I have is these that says sending happy thoughts. And I thought I can put this one in here. What you guys think? I like the idea of having, a second message inside. What you guys think? I really like it. Thank you, Kathy. I'm so glad you like it. Maybe on this side. Maybe make it smaller. Let me see. I'm going to cut like a 16th of it. And see if a little bit smaller works. And I think I'd like that a tiny bit better. Right? And I'm thinking I'm going to cut another piece in here, guys. Sorry. About a 16th again on the top. So I cut a 16th and a 16th. The truth is I just had leftover. So there we go. Yeah, just make it a little thinner. Okay. There we go. I think I like it. I like having, so it, it looks really cool. Dear friend, and then sending happy thoughts, right? Okay, so let me show you something completely separate. Can I show you something completely separate before I show you the other ones? This is for my friends, but I want to show you the cap. Oh, Carrie, I did not see that. To the right. So more centered, I think that Carrie is saying, and she's got a point. The only reason why I can do that is because I'm going to put this back in here. So I'm going to center it. I think you have a point there. Okay. Hey, Deborah, welcome. Okay. There we go. Oh, you're not seeing. Okay. There we go. It's in the middle now, and I agree with Carrie. And I have a boo-boo here, and we know how my Maria solves boo-boos, right? One of them is, because that's the white paper, so I'm just going to use my eraser here, and there we go. Okay, so we have our card. Let me show you the rest of the cards, and then I'll show you that one. So here's the other one. Ta-da! I made a Christmas card. You guys know about that. And I am using almost everything that is available except the, I forgot the name of this embossing folder. They just retired, but all this is available, and I love this card. Oh well, this one is not available anymore. The stamp set, and this just opens like that, and see, it needs to be so. I think that maybe needs to be a little bit bigger. This one, if you're going to use it, it is ideal. So let me show you what I mean. Just like that. It is ideal if the circle is not so close to the bottom here. Do you see what I'm saying? Because then it slides better. At some point, it's just going to like kind of see, like, I don't know if you can hear. It slides, but it's not an easy slide. This one slides a little better because it's, well, for two reasons, actually. One of them is it's not embossed, right? This is not embossed, and so it doesn't, but it also, I think it's a tiny bit higher. So, oh, see? And I use that same ribbon here with Pretty Peacock. So there's that. But I really like this, and that's why I liked the bigger format. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually, you guys know that, remember that Christmas workshop I did last year? This is a leftover from last year. These are all leftover from last year. I did not have to do a whole lot, except coloring the little bird, because these were all colored already, and I save everything I do. So that was pretty quick. I put it together, and it was just, yeah, it was pretty easy. And of course, I'm using the new copper. We have some new copper paper, specialty paper, and I'm very happy about that. And the good news, this one does not have, this is why this came about, right? This one does not have a tie here, and so I decided that I definitely needed something here to tie. So, you know, maybe don't need it, but. And the last one I did is the smaller version. So this is a regular A2 card, right? So 4¼ by 5, and I'm using that take it. Oh my goodness, take it to the sky, or take it to the sky suite. And I'm just using for Father's Day. So I just stamp in here because I really like this paper. It's so beautiful, and this is where it opens. So I want to point this out, guys, to you, that if you're making a smaller card, the circle needs to be smaller. So whatever you include in here it needs to be a little bit smaller. So I guess bottom line, if I had used this same circle, and I'm bringing here, see, like if we have used this one, this would have stood up a little bit better. And this one is not standing up. Does that matter? Not really. Like, it looks good like that, right? But if it's, yeah, if you're using the 4¼ by 5½ card, you will need to make a smaller shape in here, to use a smaller shape, so this stands up a little bit better. And the other thing is, On the others, I use cardstock, and this is just the DSP, and I have to. Can you see? It's like flimsy, right? So I totally will recommend to use cardstock instead. Lastly, I did create here another pocket because this is the Father's Day card, and I have to say, see, when I close it, it likes to go in there. So for whatever reason. So maybe do not make a pocket if it's this size because it will get inside. Of course, it doesn't matter once you open it. Like you can fix it to send it right, and they will be able to see it that way. So those are the versions I have, guys, because I did not have much more time to make more. But I really, so this is probably my favorite just because I love this color combination of the gold and the pretty peacock. Is so rich, so good, right? I really, really love it. But this one is just so soft. So two good options for your cards using new stuff. These two are new sweets, and this is stuff that's still available, but it's not new. Okay, now I am so glad that you guys like it. It's a beautiful option. And again, probably if you want better instructions, you can probably go to Rachel Tessman's and look as pop flip card. It does not have the size, but at least the pop up. And she's so good explaining things. Thank you, Adrian. I'm glad that you like them. And so, see, it's good when you hold it because then it will be closing correctly. And this is very big. I just pretty much colored them right before we had the live, guys. So, and I know you guys know I am not good at doing this, but that's kind of how it's gonna look if I were much better at doing this. But that's just to give you an idea. And so it stays close, and I like that. Anyways, okay. We made it, guys. It was not a very good explanation. If you have doubts, guys, please let me know. I will very gladly answer questions. You can email me at maria@mariascraftingcorner.com. And I want to show you one last thing. And that's just me sharing. So the card making part of the video is off. It's done. But I want to share with you guys something. I did not do this. I told you guys that my daughter's graduating, and this is what she did. So this is her cap, and so she used these little beads with glue, and this is, the logo. It's like a bear kind of setting, but she did this. Isn't that amazing? Let me move this a tiny bit there. Okay, I don't want you to see my mess, but there you go. Isn't that so very cute? I thought it is. She did not glue it right now because she was like, I don't know if I was going to mess it up, but yeah, she worked very hard. So this is her graduation cap. And this, I think it's so gorgeous. So anyways, I just wanted to share with you guys because you're like my friends, and I was very proud of her and her artwork. So see, now she used some sparkle here, and I don't even know how these beads are called, but it's just so cute. I love it. I love it. She's very talented. So just wanted to share that, guys. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. um, Thank you, Carrie. I'm glad that you like it. Oh, yes. This angel. I love this angel. This is something. These are some colors that I really like, and I've told you about that many times. But this color combination is to me one of the perfect ones. Right? They are. It's just so beautiful. It's so rich, right? It's just really rich. Oh, thank you, guys. I will let her know. All your all your nice thoughts and beautiful words. She did great, Deborah. I was really really proud of her because that is a lot of work. So that's cool, right? I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. So I took pictures of it, and, I'm like, I'm gonna show it to my crafty friends because they are going to appreciate that. That is definitely something that they will appreciate. Okay, guys, let me move up here so you guys don't have to see all the messing here that I have. Ah, whew, we made it, guys. Thank you so much again for all your support, for being here, for all your kind words, and all your kind words for my daughter. She's very, very excited. I hope that you like the cards today. And again, if you have questions about the explanation, just let me know. I can totally answer those. I'm always honest. When I am rushed, my brain works halfway and I completely forget how to explain things. So, Judy, you're here. Sorry. I am so excited you're here, Judy. We were talking about you earlier. Um, this is me, guys. Squirrel. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Um, so, anyways, Adrian is saying about see you on Friday. So before we go, I may move the live to Tuesday. No, let me rephrase this. I will move the live to Thursday if I decide to go live. So her graduation is on Friday. So Friday is completely um, out of the out of the possibilities. I would not be able to do any of that on that day. We're just gonna hang out and have some good fun, and I don't think I'll be able to do that. So not Friday. I have half day off on Thursday, and so I have the feeling that I'll be able to do everything I need to do before 6 and be able to prepare for that. Judy, I am so happy you are here. And we are all sending our prayers for you. And everybody was trying to send you cards. And so, this all happened and you were here. You're so funny. Anyways, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. I'm so glad Carrie is saying that I make her laugh. I'm totally squirrel, guys. I'm so sorry. But I am glad that Judy is here. Yeah. Anyways, you can tell I'm glad. So I'm glad you're here, Judy. I'm glad you're feeling better. Um, and I just, I just really, really hope that you're doing better. Anyways, I got completely distracted. Um, I was saying, guys, I hope and I appreciate you all. Thank you for your kind words. Yes, I will totally appreciate, enjoy her graduation. So, Friday, definitely not it. If I'm able to, I will do it on Thursday. And if I do it on Thursday, I will post it on Facebook. Just letting you guys know that I will do it that day. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. Bottom line, Miss Judy, we all love you. That's the bottom line, guys. We all love you, Miss Judy. Um, so, with all that said, and all my squirrel moment, I really appreciate you being here, being, supporting me, watching the videos, and I I don't know what else to say. Many, many, many blessings to you all. And hope you have a wonderful rest of this evening and of this week. Okay. Thank you. Thank you